never came up with any of its own money to obtain the promissory note. Am I hearing this right? I give you the equivalent of $200,000. You return the funds back to me, and I have to repay you $200,000 plus interest. Do you think I'm stupid?
All the banks are doing this. Congress allows this.
Does Congress allow the banks to breach written agreements, use false and misleading advertising, act without written permission, authorization, and without the alleged borrower's knowledge to transfer actual cash value from the alleged borrower to the bank and then return it back as a loan?
But the borrower got a check in the house.
Is it true the actual cash value that was used to fund the bank loan check came directly from the borrower and that the bank received the funds from the alleged borrower for free?
This is true.
Is it the bank's policy to transfer actual cash value from the alleged borrower to the bank and then keep the funds as the bank's property, which they then loan out as bank loans as if they actually owned it and loaned their own money?
Yes.
Was it the bank's intent to receive actual cash value from the borrower and return the value of the funds back to the borrower as a loan?
Yes.
Do you believe that it was the borrower's intent to fund his own bank loan check?
I was not there at the time, and I cannot know what went through the borrower's mind.
So if a lender loaned a borrower $10,000 and the borrower refused to repay the money, do you believe the lender is damaged?
If a loan is not repaid, the lender is damaged.
So is it the bank policy to take actual cash value from the borrower, use it to fund the bank loan check, and never return the actual cash value to the borrower?
The bank returns the funds.
Was the actual cash value the bank received from the alleged borrower returned as a return of the money the bank took, or was it returned as a bank loan to the borrower?
As a loan.
So how did the bank get the borrower's money for free?
That's how it works.
No more questions, Your Honor.
This video is between a man talking to a judge and asking him questions about how banks work. And we're going to cover a few things here that are very important. But first, we're going to go through all these screenshots. I give you the equivalent of $200,000. You return the funds back to me, and I have to repay you $200,000 plus interest. The judge's response is, all the banks are doing this. Congress allows this. The guy says, does Congress allow the banks to breach written agreements, use false and misleading advertising without your written permission or authorization, and without your knowledge, transfer the actual cash value from the alleged borrower to the bank? So what happens is when you go into the bank and you apply for a $200,000 loan, they get a check with your name on it after you gave them your Social Security, and they then take that check for $200,000 with your name on it, and they give it back to you as a loan plus interest, but they got it from you. And then again, like I said, return it back as a loan. The judge's response is, but the borrower got a check in-house. So when you even go to finance a car, you give them your Social Security number, your credit, you're there all day because they are waiting on the check with your name on it to come through so that they can then give it back to you as a loan. So then he asked, is it true that the actual cash value that was used to fund the bank loan check came directly from you because your name was on it? It's your money? And that the bank got that money from you for free. No equal consideration. They got it from you for free. And he says, this is true. That is the section that you hear in the beginning that I stitched. He then asked, is it the bank's policy to transfer the actual cash value from the check to themselves and then keep the money as the bank's property, which they then loan out as bank loans back to you, as if they actually owned it and that they actually loan their own money? And he says, yes. I mean, there's really nothing else to say. It's been proven time and time again. They get money from you, your money, then give it back to you, and somehow you have to pay them interest. It doesn't make any sense. It's your money. What they're actually supposed to do is give you the check with your name on it when it comes in-house. Which is why if you go and watch that video, the judge says, I don't know what's going on in the borrower's mind, but they also know that you're not reading your contracts, you have no idea about truth in lending, and you don't know anything about money. For if the people understood the financial system, there would be a revolution before tomorrow, but y'all don't care about that. Y'all just want to dance.